Most people feel fear and think it means they need to stop. But fear can also be a sign it's time to press forward. Fear can often be a lie we tell ourselves that holds us back. In fact, the moments I've grown the most have always come wrapped in fear. Let me tell you how to flip your mindset around fear and use it to propel you in your life. We all know the feeling of fear. Racing thoughts, inability to focus, irrational thoughts. Sweaty palms, increased heart rate, trembling muscles, dry mouth. It can be jarring, and it can make us want to run in the opposite direction. I used to think fear meant I wasn't ready. That if I felt nervous, uncertain, or out of my depth, I should wait, pause, prepare more, build confidence first. Fear isn't all bad. We use it to inherently know what is dangerous. It's a biological survival mechanism designed to keep us alive. But it can also hold us back from growing, achieving more, finding purpose. After years of fighting fear, now I know. Fear doesn't always mean stop. Sometimes fear means go. In fact, the moments I have grown the most have all been wrapped in fear. I may have projected confidence and certainty, but in reality, I didn't feel calm. I didn't feel certain. Sometimes I was even terrified. But those moments stretched me into the person I was becoming. So today, we're flipping the script on fear. Because fear doesn't mean failure, and it's not always a warning sign of danger. You know what one of the biggest lies we believe when we feel fear? If I feel fear, I'm not ready. This belief is everywhere, from childhood to corporate life. We're taught to avoid discomfort, to wait until we're confident, to treat fear like a red flag. But here's the problem. That belief doesn't keep you safe. It keeps you small. I've stalled on decisions because of fear. Watched someone else take the leap, watched them win. Not because they were smarter, just braver. Think about it this way. Fear is like standing at the edge of a pool. You dip your toes in to test the water. It's a little cold, so you hesitate. You brace. You overanalyze. But once you finally just jump in, your body adjusts to the temperature fast. And then you realize everyone else was already swimming, laughing, growing, and you were still on the edge. Fear didn't keep you safe. It kept you disconnected. Here's what fear leads to. Inaction. You stall. Opportunities pass. The job, the pitch, the relationship, gone. Perfectionism. You over-prepare to mask fear with control. You call it excellence, but it's avoidance. Missed growth. You only chase what you already feel qualified for, which means your identity never expands. And the worst part of fear, we start to believe the lie we hear in our heads. I'm just not the kind of person who does that. No, you're the kind of person who could, but fear kept you frozen. So how do we stop fear from stalling us? We reframe it. Number 1, fear isn't always a stop sign. It's often a green light for growth. Fear shows up at thresholds, not because you're weak, but because you're stepping into a version of you that hasn't fully arrived yet. That's not a problem, that's a sign. Number 2, you can't outthink fear. You have to outmove it. Your brain doesn't calm down when you think harder. It calms down when you take action. Movement metabolizes fear. You want confidence? Do the things scared. Let the clarity follow the step. Fear is biological. It triggers cortisol, tightens your chest, clouds your thoughts. But when you label the fear, studies show your brain shifts from reaction to reflection. It's called cognitive reappraisal, and it works. It turns fear from threat into feedback. Try this. Step 1, label what it is that is making you afraid. I'm afraid I'll sound inexperienced. Call out exactly what is causing you apprehension. Then step 2, get curious. Ask yourself, what's that fear pointing to? Because when you get curious about where the fear is coming from, then you can reposition it. You aren't just afraid of messing up. You want to be found credible. Step 3, reframe your fear. This discomfort I'm feeling means I'm expanding. That's how you start making fear productive. Every big decision I've made, From leaving medicine to starting a venture firm to showing up on camera like this, I felt fear, and I still moved. That's not bravery, that's practice. Fear doesn't vanish, but your relationship to it evolves. So here's your reminder. Fear is not your enemy, and action is the antidote to fear. You're not broken for feeling afraid. You're just on the edge of something meaningful. Because fear doesn't mean you're in the wrong place. It actually means you're in the right place. You're growing, and it's just too soon to feel ready. So the next time fear shows up, don't wait for it to go away. Step in, breathe through it, and let yourself evolve. Because the goal isn't to eliminate fear, it's to move forward anyway. We've been sold a lot of myths about what fear means, how it works, and what it says about us. So let's pull a few of those myths out of the fishbowl and call them what they are: lies that keep us small. Once you face fear, it never returns. No way. As I was talking about, fear is always with us. It's how we reframe it. So everywhere I go, when I'm doing this show, right now, this moment, I'm scared. I have fear, and I embrace it. It's in me. But I'm still talking, I'm still moving, I'm still teaching. Let's move on. Fear should be silenced or suppressed. No way. Once again, fear is with us. Embrace it. It lives with us. Let's keep going. This handwriting is interesting.
I told you it's not good.
Being fearless is the goal. I will say from personal experience, practicing anesthesiology for many years, I still get scared. And I feel like that fear pushes me to be a little bit more aware and pushes me to say, I might still learn something today. So fear isn't the enemy here. We aren't fearless ever, and that's not a bad thing. Fear can actually help us learn. If something scares you, it's probably wrong for you. As I said, I actually think fear can help us learn and grow, and I don't think we should be scared of it. If you admit fear, you'll lose credibility. Oh man, this is probably one of my favorites because I felt that way before, that if I be vulnerable, if I talk about what I'm scared about, I will lose respect. People will not believe that I'm ready, right? Imposter syndrome really kicks in, but it's actually the opposite. When I talk about, hey, I'm actually a little scared for this presentation, even though I've presented to 100 different conferences, it actually shows that I care. It actually shows that I can do better. And it actually shows that feedback is so important to me. So when I talk about fear, when I become vulnerable, I actually get people to engage with me, give advice, or give some support, because I need support too. Only inexperienced people feel fear. I can't say I'm an expert in anything, but I'm extremely experienced in medicine and anesthesiology specifically, and I still get scared. You know, when I'm seeing a patient, I still think, do I know everything that I'm supposed to know? And what that does is it allows me to keep my sensors a little wider, a little more open, a little more aware, and I feel I show up way better for myself as well as the patient. So I actually think fear is actually a good thing, and it can really help us in every way and every level of experience. Fear always leads to failure. I think this is one of the biggest lies in the world. I think fear leads us to growth. And so my definition of growth is actually falling down and failing, but continuing to move forward. So this might be kind of a true statement if we think failure is growth. Fear always leads to failure. For me, fear always leads to growth. Fear is something to hide, not harness. I think bringing up fear in every conversation, in every interaction with people allows me to connect with them. You know why? Because we're all scared at some point. We're all scared of something. And we only talk about what we're confident in, what we're good at, what we're excited about. But let's talk about what we're scared about. Because I think that allows us to connect, learn from each other, and really embrace what's ahead of us. Fear is a sign of weakness. Oh man, I must be the weakest person around then because fear is strong in here. I actually think fear is a sign of strength and a sign of growth. And actually, all these executives and people that I respect in the world of venture capital and medicine, the best leaders are scared. So let's think about that for a second. fear is a sign of weakness, I've never seen that truth. Everyone I respect who are extremely strong, extremely courageous, and want to get better have fear. So fear is a strength. Let's change that up here. Fear is a flaw in your mindset. I actually disagree with that. Fear is there, and we have to make habits and control our mind so fear is working with us and for us. It's not a flaw, it's there. We need to accept that. That's it. That's the full fishbowl. Fear isn't the problem. It's the stories we attach to it. Once we stop treating fear as a flaw and start seeing it as a signal, everything shifts. You don't need to be fearless to rise. You just need to be willing. Remember, trust is the ultimate currency. Vulnerability is a competitive advantage. And imposter syndrome, it's a sign you're pursuing growth. Never forget, we are made to rise.